Hello friends, welcome to my channel, a channel for learning simple coding. If you find this video to be helpful, please like, share and subscribe my channel. In this video, we are going to learn how we can optimize the rendering process in React. We can optimize this rendering process by using a pure component. Pure components are a special kind of components that automatically optimize the render function. How it optimize and how we can use this pure component in our application, that demo I am going to give in this video. So let's understand. Just create a component and I say this component as a display name. So here I create IMRC and CC a component, and in this component I create a name property and here I give the name Vipin, and in this property, in this render function, I just create a div tag and I make this div tag style as a center and I say text alignment to the center of the screen like this. Save it, and here I want to use a component called change name, and in this component I want to pass a name. There I want to pass this state name like this. So now create one more component and I say change name. Here again IMRC CC, remove this state from here, and here I use another div tag. Inside this div tag I say h1 and I display name. I say this dot props dot name like this. It's a very simple function, and here under this render function I create one console file, console output also. I say inside render function. Remember that I say inside render function. Same, I just go to display name and here also I say console dot log and I say inside render in display name. Okay, and here I say inside render function, render in change name. Remember? So now save this one also and save this one also, and now we have to change in index file, and here I say display name and here I change display name. Here also I change the path to display name. Save this, and we have okay, we have not given the name, so we have to give here the display name like this. Copy this, and here also I need to give the name, and same I have to give here also change name, and I need to copy and paste also here and save this. Save this also. So we have change name is not defined, so I need to import here change name. So I say import change name like this. Save this. Done. So we have this output, nothing special, but I will show you the use of your component. Now in display name I need to create one more button, and I say button, and I say change name as a text on this button, and I fire an event on click. By this I will change the name. So I say change name as a handler. So I create here, so change name equal to arrow function, and here I say this dot set state, and here in this function I just pass object and change the name to Dr. Vipin classes. Remember this, it's a very simple one, but you will see the change between component and pure component. So we have this button, if I click, name is change. So just we refresh it and we go to the console to inspect this code. Now you see the change in this and how the pure component is useful. I remove this, remember that I am just refreshing it. So we have display name and change name, means we have this parent also, this display name component we have inside display name, then we have the change name. So both the render functions are calling here. Now if I click, remember on change this, once again we have these method, remember display name and change name. Once again I click, we have the again we have a render method, both render method. Again I click, again we have both render method. You see that whenever I just click on this button, so automatically I have this value. I just remove, click here, you see, but the value is not changing. Value is changing only once. See once again, if I refresh it again, the name is Dr. Vipin Tewatia. So there is no change, only render process execute first time. When I click here, so component update, we have the render process again. Remember the name has been changed. Now when I click once again, so no name is changed. We do not have any change in this name because it's already changed, because the same name is coming up again and again. So click, but this render function is executing on every click. Remember this, this render function is running or executing on every click. So that means without changing the name, this render function execute. Now how we can stop this rendering on unwanted updation of name, because it's same. But if we change only real time, suppose this time the name is Dr. Vipin Tewatia, I want to change, I click, the name is changed. So that is valid because something is changing in a component. But after this, all these rendering processes unwanted, doesn't required. So how we can stop this rendering? By using pure component. You see here the same program, nothing is changed, just go to change name, and here I created pure component, remember, and here I import pure component, remember, and save it. Nothing is changed, only one word is changed, pure component. Now you see the output. Once again I tried to execute it, you see we have this render process, I click this, so name is changed, again we have this, remember, I click, you see I have only display name, but I do not have a change name. You see, click display name, display name, display name, display name, 5 times display name, means the parent component display name is changing, but change name, that is the pure component, is not rendering, not executing render function. Why? Because this is a pure component, and pure component always render this function only when it have a real update. And you see it is not a real update, because once we change the name, then again the name is same, so same name is updating again and again. that means the previous value and the next value, the new value and the previous value doesn't change. That's why this change name doesn't render. You see, doesn't render. I refresh it once again. You see, Vipin Tevatia is there. I click. So really it update. So it also change name is executing. But now because the name is same, no update in a name, so this pure component would not render. You see. So can we stop the parent component also? Yes, you can stop parent also. Just go to display, and here if I say pure component, remember I am creating this show is also pure component like this. You see, now it is more optimized. You see, I refresh it only once. I have, if I click one time, the value change, we have both the value, but now doesn't change. You see, no rendering process will execute in display name or change name because the name is same. We are not changing any name, any information, new information. That's why you see it is not executing. This render function is not executing. So by using pure component, we can optimize the render process, means general update process. When genuinely we change any value in this or any value in property and state, means genuinely if we update something in component, only then render method execute. Otherwise this render method doesn't execute in a pure component. So I remove here the pure component. Now what are the changes in pure component that we have to understand? Remember that here if I remove this pure component and I run once again, so I will have the same again and again, again and again, again and again. You see, so what are the changes in pure component? Actually pure component is override a method should component update method with previous props value and previous state value we have here, and we have this method. In this method, this we check, what we check? We check here that if this pre-props dot name is equal to the new props name, then we say returns false. Okay, then we can say else we say returns true. Remember this here. Now if name is changed, remember if name is same, means previous name and the next name, both names are same, then we doesn't render, otherwise we render. So now this component will behave like a pure component. We see, I just click both executing. Now you see display is executing but change is not executing. You see change is not executing. So now by this coding, by this overriding this method, lifecycle method, and we check the condition here, the previous and the new, if both are same, doesn't update the render method, doesn't execute the render method. So in pure component, this condition automatically written. We doesn't need to write this code. Means the pure component return true by using this should component update function only when there is a genuinely update some information in a component. Like this here, if name is updated, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So whenever we have a false from this method, then it doesn't execute a change name component. Again you see Dr. Vipin Tevatia is there. I click the Dr. Vipin Tevatia is genuinely changed by Dr. Vipin classes. Now again this name is not changed, that's why. So change name component is not executing. This is display is executing again and again. So if this component is a pure component, so we doesn't need to override this method and write a code. So I just replace it with a pure component like this, and again we have the same output, you see, and again we have the same output, you see. So that is the use of pure component in React to optimize the render function in your programming whenever you require it. Now for class component, we have this method should component update. But what about the functional component? How we can optimize the rendering process in functional component? That we'll see in next video. If you like this video, please do subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.